with us today? Yes. And so we will go ahead and start with Deborah Morrison, and we will ask Mr. Rodner to do a quick introduction.
You want to go up, Deborah? Deborah Morrison has been with the town now for 5 years. 5 years? How'd she learn everything she knows in just 5 years? I know, like 15 or something. Deborah's the voice on the other end of the line when you call in, and she's the one who will assist you with your issues. Most of them anyway, at least the ones we have control over. She does a great job for us, and keeps me on my toes, keeps me on straight and narrow in line. So I would like to say congratulations. Thank you for 5 years. We've loved having you here, even though it's only been 2.5 for me, but many more.
Thank you. Here and smile. Show your look. Turn it around.
There you go.
Right, next up, we will ask our police chief to come up and recognize Sheila Lackey.
She can make it.
Oh, Sheila.
Ditto. Thank you. No, I'm kidding. So it kind of struck me as well, 5 years. It seems like longer, and I love you, but it seems like longer. Since I've been here, Sheila was the only second administrative assistant we have, much like Deborah. You call, this is who you're going to talk to. It's really hard to teach someone how to do all the things that our administrative assistant does. There were things that we didn't even know was part of that job that became part of that job. So she's handled it like a trooper. One thing about Sheila that has really resonated with our folks is that she genuinely cares about everyone. Her heart is, it's really huge. She started recognizing officers on their birthdays. She makes sure we have cards for them, any kind of special ceremony. And it's kind of spoiled me because this past time it was her birthday and I forgot to get her card. So she's kind of the glue that holds everybody together and keeps us all in line and keeps us in check and keeps a smile on our face. And she definitely keeps me on my toes, and we have to, as you see, keep her off of hers. So congratulations and thank you for sticking it out with us. We wouldn't be the same without you, trust me.
Both of them have 5 years, and Rich actually questioned that. He thought both of you had been here much longer based off of just your service and everything that you've done. So that was actually a conversation that happened before anybody arrived, was him questioning Diane about that can't be right. They have been here longer than 5 years. And next on the list is our very own Recreation and Parks Director, Phyllis Chambers, and we'll ask Rich to come up and introduce her. Oh, and I will also say 20 years. 20 years.
And he said it felt much longer.
It's only been 2.5. Phyllis, congratulations on 20 years with the town. Appearance Commission, Rec Board. Yes, downtown stuff, Festival of Oaks. She has done it all and has done it all well. Has led this town from no parks to 2 really nice parks, and constantly has her eyes on more, which it was not a bad thing to be looking forward. So a lot of programming that takes place because of Phyllis, and a lot of things happen here that wouldn't if it weren't for your involvement currently and in the past. So thank you very much for your service. I appreciate it. And I know I give you, it's with respect. And it is, and you know, and it's to the betterment of the community. We're making progress and getting there. So thank you very much for all that you do.
And while they aren't here, we just want to mention that Mike Brewer has had 20 years with the police department, and Buddy Wilson has spent 35 years with the Public Works Department. So that it's just incredible being somewhat in HR. My job falls under HR. You don't hear about that much anymore. And so I think that speaks a lot to the people who work here, but also to our town itself as well. So thank you all for your service. Okay, letter B, we will move on to our volunteer applicants, and I believe Diane, oh, nope, not
I
Diane.
just stepped away for a second.
Okay, well, we will make this happen. So first, these are our volunteer applicants. There you are.
Oh.
That's okay.
Thank you.
Okay, so first, just really quick, what we have done is we are starting the process of initiating 2 additional committees. And those individual committees, we are trying to recruit volunteers for them, and we've had some really great applicants. And as part of the process, we are just asking them, the applicants to come and share their interest, and for us to answer any questions that they may have as well. Diane, did you have anything else to add about the volunteer applicants before we introduce them?
No, I do not. Dr. Rochelle Ford, she has put in her application in January. And I wanted to go ahead and have her come in so that you all could tell her you were still interested. Even though we hadn't got it off the ground good yet. And Rose Cooper also, she couldn't make last month's meeting, so I wanted to make sure she was able to attend today as well.
Great, thank you all so much for your willingness to volunteer. So Rose, we'll just ask you first, about your interest in the committee and if you have any questions for us.
Thank you, and thank you for the opportunity to come to this evening. And my interest is specifically not just that committee, but the community. The town of Elon, I've lived here for 17 years. Grew up in Greensboro, and so half of my life or so or more, I've lived here. And I'm just interested in bettering the community. I am retired. I've worked with Elon Homes and Schools for Children for 17 years. So I've been working in this community and for quite some time. And just now that I'm retired, I want to do something to actually be in the community. I believe in getting involved, trying to make things better rather than saying, well, this is not right, that's not right, or why did something happen? And so now I have the time to do that. I've been retired for 3 years, but 2 of those I was at home with, staying away from COVID. And so now I can come out. And so I'm just interested in doing that. So it's not really, I'm ready to volunteer wherever and wherever my skills can be used.
Great, thank you so much. Any questions for Rose?
Do you have any committees that you're specifically interested in? You said you're willing to help with anything, but is
An
it?
equity committee or? is
That was the one that I did apply for, yes. So I am interested in
I
that.
really want to get that off the ground, so.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
How many folks do you have?
That's Diane's, you know how many we have so far on that?
So far for equity is, equity is 3.
I think that we're gonna try to get to at least 5 to get it going. So if you know of anybody, please have them apply. And we are launching the equity committee at the same time as trying to at the same time as the sustainability committee as well. So definitely always looking for volunteers.
All right.
We're ready to get started. As soon as we have enough people, we are ready.
Okay.
Thank you for being here. All right, Dr. Ford.
I guess I'm kind of like in the, maybe I should stand up. I'm Rochelle Ford, and I'm a resident of Elon, and I'm your neighbor across the street here in downtown Elon, the Dean of the School of Communications. And so I want to continue just to be a big part of the community. My expertise is diversity, equity, and inclusion, but I'm also very vested in downtown Elon because I sit right on the corner of downtown Elon. We make up a big footprint of it. So however I can be of help, please let me know, and ready to get started. And you know, sustainability, diversity is a part of sustainability. So if you look at what corporate efforts are in terms of environmental and sustainability efforts, diversity and inclusion is part of that, because in order to be environmentally sound, it takes all of us working together. And to create economic development, it takes all of us working together, and economic development and environmental together makes sustainability. So if we don't have 5 volunteers, maybe we should combine the 2 committees and we look at it in terms of sustainability of the town of Elon. So.
Thank you. Do you have any questions? I think we know what committee you're most interested in.
Say something. I have had the privilege and honor of working with Dr. Ford for 4 years now, and she's extremely humble. I mean, all of our volunteers are very accomplished people, but she has worked in the diversity, equity, inclusion. I don't want to say your age, but for 20 years, diversity, equity, inclusion was being talked about. And so we are extremely lucky to have her being willing to volunteer. So the sooner we can get things done. Very happy to have you on board. Thank you so much. And thank you as well for us. Thank you.
I believe your coming before us gives us more incentive to get this off the ground too. So thank you.
Thank you all so much. Next up, we will ask our police chief to come back up to the front and introduce us to 2 new members of our police department.
Yeah, real quick, I just wanted to, the board has been really supportive of getting to know our staff. We've come before the board many times on awards and sharing in celebrations and promotions and things like that. With the hiring crisis that faced law enforcement and everywhere else, I think it's a great time to celebrate these 2 applicants. I'm going to start with you, Mr. Davis, if you could come up. We were really lucky. We had, I don't know, maybe 20 applications this past time, which isn't a lot. We expected more, but the quality was higher than we've seen it in a long time. And I think it's because we're doing some things right. Dylan Davis comes to us from Burlington. The city of Burlington, that's where he started his law enforcement career. But prior to that, he was a certified EMT for Randolph County. He's shared with me some desires to expand that and become a licensed paramedic that can also be part of our law enforcement community. And that's talking about getting first responders, real first responders, not just us, because we're very limited in what we can do. Medical first responders on the scene quickly. And that could mean the difference of life and death. Dylan, again, I said, comes from Burlington. He's got a young daughter. He comes from a great family, and he's a very articulate young man. I hope you guys get to know him a little bit more throughout your interactions. We have just high hopes for you. I got to talk to him a little bit today, and just a real pleasure to be around. And I think you guys are going to be very pleased with our newest hire. So welcome aboard, and we have a great year. This is Tyson Poe, for those that don't know him. Both these young men were hired April 25th. You were sworn in on the 2nd, and of course, May 4th for Mr. Poe. He comes to us from Siler City, where he spent over a year being a police officer there. Prior to that, Burlington Police Department for a year. We have several young men, prior to that, men and women from Burlington. And all the new guys that we have on team just spoke very highly of both these young men. They've worked with them sometimes in the worst situations, in some really high stress, critical incidents. So I think, let's see, you graduated, I'm going off memory here, Wesleyan.
2019.
2019. So he comes to us with his bachelor's degree. Highly motivated, again, just an upstanding young man where I got to meet his wife and mother when we swore him in, and I think they're really excited at the opportunity, and we are excited at the promise of both these young men. So again, Tyson Poe, meet your board. I think you'll find that we have a lot of support. This is something that you don't get in a lot of towns. So thank you all for the opportunity and welcome to the team.
Chief. Moving on to our public comment section. This is the opportunity for residents, visitors, or anyone else wishing to share a public comment. Each individual person will be given 3 minutes. Please start by standing, speaking your name and your address, and your time will start. Are there any individuals here wishing to share public comment? Online?
There's no one.
All right, we will close the public comment section. Moving on to ordinances and resolutions. Letter A, ordinance to amend the charter to adopt the town council style of governing body.
This is the final stage required by the board. There's so much stuff going on. Required by the board, according to the statutes, as to change you all's governing body from Board of Aldermen to Town Council. So once you all adopt this, we will advertise it as a public notice to everyone and start making the changes in our records.
Okay, so just for everyone's information, we did have a conversation about this over a month ago now. About the fact that a lot of times when somebody says that they are on the Board of Aldermen or they are an alderman, no one knows what that means or is. And we always default to, oh, it's town council, and everyone's, yeah, of course, we get that, right? So in terms of transparency, we thought that, you know, maybe changing the formal name of the board is one way to kind of open that up so that when someone knows that you're on town council, they know what town council is, they know what you do, they know that you are the governing body. So just really opening that up to transparency, making it very clear as to what we do, and kind of more modernizing it as well. So we really felt that was important. We did have a public hearing 2 weeks ago on this. We did not have any comments during that public comment or that public hearing. And this is our final step in making that change. So do I have a motion to make this formal change? Second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Motion carries. That was it, right? Just nothing on consistency.
Thank you.
Great. Awesome.
Now you're gonna have to get a little notebook, you know, and write that down that we did that, so we can photocopy that 20 years later.
Yeah, so somebody can
When they
find
change it
why
again.
we did it.
On the card.
When did we change to Board of Aldermen from commissioners?
It is 1963, I think it was. It's in your packet.
Alrighty, moving on to new business. Letter A, the ad valorem tax advertisement. Oh, hey, come on up.
Yeah, the ones I have, I don't have a list with me, but, I think the total, she's got that with you.
Yes.
Yes.
You have to update.
That is for right now. The advertisement will be May 24th. Go on. Taxes.
Questions?
Great job again
Thank you.
this year in collecting that. I know that's not easy to do, but
Several dates that they'll pay after. the meeting.
Thank you. You're welcome.
thank you.
Do I have a motion to approve? Got a second?
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Letter B, revision to the town of Elon water and wastewater System extension and connection policies. Who's presenting on that?
Just as an update, we amended our policy a couple years ago to clarify that we required annexation before we extend sewer and water. For our attention that we have several neighborhoods that are on sewer, but new homes are not allowed to be added because of this annexation requirement. So what we're recommending is that we amend our policy language that the petition for annexation has to be submitted as opposed to you have to be annexed. This would allow an individual to petition us to be annexed, which we can't do, but we have that on record and on file. It doesn't expire. So if at some point the rest of the subdivision were to agree, then we'd be all set. So it's a simple change of required annexation, changing it to required a petition for annexation.
And that allows them to get the service.
This will allow new homes, vacant lots that could be built on otherwise to receive sewer and water, yes, or sewer anyway.
They couldn't go back on being annexed. They're signing this petition and it doesn't expire.
It's on their permanent record, right?
Other questions? We have a motion. to Approve. Second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next item under new business was the item that we approved to add. So, Mr. Rodner, would you like to just give us a summary?
Sure. One of the top priorities that the board identified this year for this upcoming year's budget was the final design and construction of West College Avenue Plaza. And as that project has moved forward, Elon University has offered to contribute $200,000 toward that design and construction process. Conversations I've had with folks at the university and how we can move the project forward, if you will. They have offered and have now delivered a $30,000 donation of their $200,000 so that we can start design services now rather than sometime in July. Saves us 2 months perhaps on the design process, gets us to construction that much sooner. So that money was delivered today, and you've got the letter from the university offering it. So what I'm looking for tonight is a vote to accept that donation. There will be a vote or subsequent meeting to amend the budget to appropriate the money and authorize to spend it. But in the meantime, we go ahead and accept those funds and put it in the bank. Rather than putting it in the safe and letting it sit for a couple of weeks.
Questions?
It's great.
Do I have a motion to approve the acceptance of the donation?
Motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you, Dr. Stein, who's representing the university here. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Right, moving on to reports, town manager, and I believe you'll also be addressing our draft FY23 budget.
Yep. We're hoping that the rain holds off Friday for music to dine to. And the group this Friday is scheduled to be
AM rodeo.
AM radio. So if the rain holds off, we'll see you downtown Friday evening. I don't have much else to report other than I had a lovely vacation. And so I missed all the happenings over the last week. So how much. The other item listed is the draft budget, and you looked at this a couple weeks ago. Asked for it to come back, and unfortunately, I've made some of the corrections that I identified. What I don't have currently is a final number on insurances. I will say that I had estimated a 10% increase, and we've gotten our carrier down to 10%. Our broker feels that we have a competitive market, and that they're talking to two other carriers that may come in under that 10%. So I think from a budget standpoint, we're at worst case scenario right now. Anything that, if we decide to change, it'll be because it costs less. So my first budget with you folks, from start to finish, doing it without a finance director, I believe we're all squared away. I won't swear that we won't have to fix things after the end of the new year, but I think this is ready to move forward with your approval, and move to a public hearing later this month, or later this month, and then come that first meeting in June. If you have any questions about any of the details, feel free.
Were you still looking at options for insurance through the League of Municipalities and their network?
Quite honestly, they had sent me a data request that I just wasn't able to pull together. At this time, we're kind of late to be introducing another round of discussions. So no on the league, but like I said, we do have two other carriers who are working with our broker to get us a price. It was supposed to be, they were supposed to be yesterday. And again today, and I will check with them tomorrow to see if.
And the current numbers that you have are those with the current carrier?
That's correct, with a 10% increase over last year. And for the record, as we're recalling, they had proposed an 18% increase, and our broker's gotten them down to 10%.
Any other questions?
Only that we're hearing assorted stories about tax revenues coming in higher in different areas. I know that we've been very conservative, but is there any hope that we might see more income than we think we might be budgeting?
For sales tax revenue, the state and the league have come out with a report estimating an increase of 3.75% in sales tax revenue over the coming fiscal year. I took that estimate, actually, I think I took 3% and applied it to the current fiscal year's monthly totals, which brought me to about $3.8 million as our increase. And I had to factor in the fact that our shares actually decreased from what it was. So there's ambiguity on a couple different steps. I'm estimating 3.8. I have a relatively high level of confidence in that approximate number. What I budgeted for is 3.4, which has been our practice since I've been here and prior to my getting here. When our estimates were at 3, we were budgeting 2.6 kind of thing. As the estimates went up, we went up with our budget numbers, but not accepting at face value that we're going to get everything that is being projected. I took a bit of a leap to go from 3.3 up to 3.4, particularly in light of inflation and the concerns that are being raised about what's coming down the pike. And this reflects my concern that I expressed to you folks right after I got here, that our budget is so dependent on sales tax revenues, which are variable. If the economy turns bad, we don't get that sales tax revenue. We would be okay because we'd cover it with our fund balance, which is one reason why we have a fund balance. But I didn't feel comfortable maximizing the estimate on sales tax, particularly in this economic climate.
Sure. Thank you.
Other questions?
I will say one change that you will see in the public hearing, or when you actually vote on it, is the $30,000 donation that we received today. I'll be taking that out of the proposed budget, because that's coming in this year.
Any others? All right, thank you. So that will go to our next agenda, correct?
That'll be a public hearing on the 23rd. Before the town council.
All right, moving on to our Board of Aldermen reports. We'll start to my left with Randy.
Not a lot, because I'm going to be hopefully one of the representatives on the Sustainability Committee, and I can't wait to get that started, and have been actually sharing with people in the community about it, and hopefully we're going to see some new volunteers coming in soon, Diane, so we'll see what happens with that. I'm looking forward to and hopeful about our some of our CAA tournaments that are coming in at the university, and truly enjoyed watching the Elon section of the NC North Carolina weekend. I don't want to steal your thunder, Stephanie, but I thought that was well done. And in particular, there was one individual that just was so dramatic and so powerful. I just can't say enough how good you came across. So thank you. So maybe we'll put it in front of you. And I just want to make sure that everyone knows that Farmers Market is back and started last Thursday, and just excited about that. And I've had a chance to spend some time with Jill on the phone, and we're already starting to talk about some events that are going to be happening in the downtown. So I'm excited about that too. So that's pretty much it for me.
Awesome. Mark?
Congratulations again to all those that were recognized tonight with the anniversaries. That's a quite we've, like Emily said, we've had the fortune of having some folks here for a while, and that's that's credit to our town. Thank you to the volunteers, Rose and Dr. Rochelle or Dr. Ford. Thank you for coming out and showing interest in volunteering. We appreciate that. And this day and time, we don't have many folks that wish to volunteer anymore, so we're appreciative of that. And welcome Tyson and Dylan. Appreciate you all being on the force. And again, I saw the North Carolina weekend segment. It was really good for our downtown, and Dr. Stein, you did a great job. I'll be asking for an autograph.
All proceeds go to the downtown.
Okay. Thank you. Appreciate it. That's all.
Well, I hope everybody had a good Mother's Day weekend. You know, it was nice. I have two little ones at the house, so it was a different Mother's Day for our household. I want to congratulate all the recipients today. I know Miss Deborah in particularly, when she first came here, she fell in love with the root, so I would see her quite often. So I really
You too.
That's on the record.
Yeah. Spicy catfish, is that what it is?
I want to thank the volunteers that want to, Miss Rose and Dr. Ford, because this is something that is what you said it best, right? We got to make sure we give to our community to better our community. I'm a firm believer in that, and this is how we do it. And I think just both of you coming to help is going to move our town forward. Also, Jill has been awesome in her role. She sent an email out to the Arts Council, so we're really going to try to get some mural on the street where across the street from Tangent and the Route where the downtown dining is, so we can get some color and art. And I think that creativity in a downtown stimulates a better downtown. Also, I'm going to be working, Impact Alamance has partnered with the Harwood Institute. And so tomorrow at 6:30, I think y'all have gotten some emails. It's going to be the community roundtable. And then at 5:30 is the keynote speaker, or at Thursday at 6:30 is the keynote speaker, Mr. Harwood at Ebenezer. So, the point of this is to create a community-led transformation and to strengthen civic culture in Alamance. And I think this is something as elected officials, we should definitely take advantage of, and community leaders, because that is how we can move the county forward and build a more hopeful, equitable, fair, and just society. And also don't forget, May 17th is a primary election day. Make sure you go out and vote. We've got opportunities to move the country in a direction you seem fit. And congratulations to the new police officers. Chief is awesome. I've enjoyed her, and she's a great chief for our town, and so I trust her and her recommendations for officers. And thanks for joining the family.
Everybody said everything so eloquently. There's nothing left to say except for thank you again to our volunteers, to our new officers. You have a very difficult job, and I hope that you know that you have the full support of, I was about to say the board, but the members of the town council. Gosh, that sounds strange going forward. And also to our current employees for all of the work and the hard work you've put in over the years. We really appreciate it. Gosh, am I forgetting somebody? Mr. Stein, Dr. Stein, again, thank you for your great job. I think we had a lot of really good coverage, and it's something from North Carolina Weekend that local businesses can put on their websites. We can put on our website. PBS NC is very generous on letting us utilize their work that they've done to increase visibility for our town and for our university. So we really appreciate what they've done. And then I had the pleasure of going to City Vision in Wilmington and forgot to thank a wonderful Diane, and she received an award, and the award was, please tell me what the award was, because it was something in training and it had a long acronym and I can't remember exactly what it was. Okay, but you received an award for doing just the outstanding job that you do, and it was great to see you honored.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah. And then lastly, I'll just say there were some really great conversations happening at City Vision. That's for those of you that don't know what that is. It's the League of Municipalities invites all local leaders, whether it be boards of aldermen or town council or mayors, to come together for a couple of days to talk about different issues. And one of them was diversity, equity, and inclusion. And there was a lot of great conversations coming out of that. That an ordinance is wonderful and resolutions are wonderful, but if you don't have money to back those things up as far as affordable housing, those are conversations that I think we would like to have going forward. So thank you to everybody. This is great to see such a wonderful turnout tonight. So, and I am keeping you from your dinner, so I will stop now. Thank you so much.
Well, one more thing. What are the rerun dates? Do you have
Okay, so
those?
it ran Thursday night at 9 o'clock. It ran Friday at 5. It runs tonight, and I can't remember what the time is, but if you just go to NC Weekend, PBS NC, just type that in, Google it in, the show will pop up, and you can watch the whole show, or you can watch just the story in an Elon. But the nice thing about it is that Dr. Stein did a great job of making sure each and every business was verbalized, and so then we had video of it as well. Even had Deborah Holt Noel drinking a cup of coffee from the Oak House and eating ice cream from Smitty's.
Best ice cream in the state. I hear.
Ice cream.
State.
Yes, so so those are things that people can tune into at any point. But
Is that an
You can
official
also-
title?
Yeah, if you're streaming, you can do PBS Passport too, though.
that's right. Thank you.
Yeah, that's how we saw it.
It's appeared on television as the best ice cream in the state, so it must be.
That's right.
And it's on the internet, right? Because it's streaming. So it's definitely true.
It's PBS, and you know they don't lie, so hey.
Thank you. I enjoyed a very nice Mother's Day weekend with 4 generations. So my Lila Kate, myself, my mom, and my grandmother, all in Ohio. So I missed it, but I'm going to try to catch it this evening. So thank you for that. Let's see here. I'm excited to recognize our individuals with their service awards this Friday at our staff luncheon. So really excited to kind of relaunch that, and we'll be outside and safe with COVID, and it's going to be great. So looking forward to seeing everybody then. I will be attending tomorrow the Impact Alamance event with the Harwood Institute as well. Let's see. Oh, I didn't know until today that I was elected to the North Carolina Mayor's Association Board of Directors. So they let me know this morning that we had a meeting. No, I take that back. Yesterday afternoon, they told me that we had a meeting today. And then I went to join the meeting today and it had been canceled because someone had COVID. So I guess I'll learn what that means to be on the Mayor's Association Board of Directors at some point. But I'll keep you all updated. I think that is all for me.
I just want to say a big thank you to your very large poodle. Standard poodle that came over to the church when we did our puppy event for the students to de-stress during exams, and Mayor was right there to make sure that her dog was involved, and thank you for that.
Well, he would be upset with me if I didn't correct you that he is a doodle.
Oh, he's a doodle,
He
okay.
is.
Super doodle.
He is very doodly. So, but yes, he has a first dog of Elon handkerchief that my sister made. So he is a very special boy. Do I have a motion to adjourn? Second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye. All right, that was our fastest meeting since I've become the mayor.
That's true. Finally getting the hang of it, huh?
Evidently, yeah.